Hey Chris,
Hey,
how's it going?
good. How are you?
Doing good, thanks. I like your outfit. Your blazer looks kind of like very shiny, shimmery on my end.
Oh, it's a button-up shirt,
Oh,
but
but it's
yeah, I have a Sailor Moon crop underneath it.
awesome.
Yeah, thanks for willing to do this.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for inviting me as well.
Yeah, so it can be like pretty casual. It's not just it wouldn't have to only be me asking you things either.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I was gonna be allowed to like ask anything back. Okay, so that sounds good.
Yeah, yeah. I just thought it would be. I don't know why I like waited so long to decide to do like something on my channel about production artwork, but
Yeah, that's pretty cool though that you're starting it. There's quite a few Moonies that still collect and stuff on Instagram, so I'm sure they would love to join at some point.
yeah. So just from the beginning, when did you start getting into cells and like all that?
Um, By the way, you're gonna have to forgive me because my dog is here, and I brought my cells because I wasn't sure if you were gonna like ask me like show me one of your favorite cells or something. So I
Yeah.
brought them, and I don't think they have vinegar syndrome, but he wants to smell everything, so I may tell him to stop. So I apologize if you hear me telling him to stop. But cell wise, I didn't get into that until shortly after I got into pin collecting, which was like 2022, because that's when I met her Jennifer Kamehana Kauai.
Oh yeah, yep.
That's when I met her, and when she was taking her pin photos, she kept sharing her cells from like the Sailor Moon opening and stuff. And I reached out to her and I was like, "Are those like authentic?" She was like, "Yeah, no, I went to Japan and I got them there." And I was like, "How do I get them?" Like, because I've heard that they reproduce them, but I'm not too knowledgeable on it. And that's what she referred me to you, and I sent you a message on Facebook for help and stuff. But yeah, so like towards the end of like 2022, early 2023.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I figured it was. It doesn't seem like it's been that long since we connected, but
Yeah. So that's when I got into like cell collecting. But Sailor Moon wise though, I've been in love with it since I was like 5 years old. I got introduced to it when I was like in kindergarten on my way to
yeah,
school. I would see it in the morning, but yeah. What about you,
yeah.
Chris?
What?
When did you start collecting cells and stuff? When I first reached out to Jen and she told me about you, she was like, "He's been doing it for so long." I was like, "As long as I've been in that Facebook group." So how long has it been for you?
Yeah. The first time I got one was when I was really, really young. When I was in probably seventh grade. I didn't like fully know what they were. Um, and it wasn't until I was probably like I don't know, later on in high school that I understood what they were more, and then I started getting serious about collecting. Like the first job that I had before I graduated high school was just solely to like have money to buy cells. Um, and yeah, the first like major purchase I made was it was of Minako from her Dream Mirror episode when she's locked against the like wall that Tiger's Eye and Hawk's Eye use.
Uh-huh.
Uh, yeah, and that was 10 years ago, I guess now. Yeah. Um, so that's how I started. But I didn't start like actively keeping up with Yahoo Japan and Mandarake and all those things until mm, maybe like 2018 or so.
Okay, that's still fairly like recent, 7 year-ish. So
Yeah.
pretty cool. Um, because you said the Minako Dream Mirror episode. When I've gone through your Instagram, I've seen like so many things that you've had over the years. Is there like a cell that you've let go that you like really regret letting go? Like now when you think back on it, you're like, oh, I should have kept that one.
Yeah, there's a few, I guess. Probably because maybe you've noticed this too, but later on, before I started focusing more on paper, what I focused more cell wise was Roni Kenshin, and I don't know, probably I had some really high end Kenshin stuff. Um, so some of those I miss. The only Sailor Moon stuff I miss is some of the other Genga sets from episodes that Ikuko Ito did in the later seasons.
Hmm.
Mainly just because like nowadays I'm not going to be able to get anything that she drew in her prime art style for a very good price anymore. So
Yeah, it's crazy. Whenever her stuff pops up on Mandarake, I already know it's going to be out of my budget, so I don't even bother putting it on my watch list.
yeah, um, yeah, it was just weird that because all this pretty much all the stuff that I got of hers and some of the stuff that I still have of hers, it was only like 5 years ago and 4 years ago, and back then on Yahoo Japan when stuff of hers would come up, it would just get like a single bid with no competition. And I think after a lot of those sets sold publicly, I think a lot of people in the hobby just realized like, oh, you can get something drawn by her without spending a ton of money. I want to get it. I want to get in on that too. So
Hmm.
it just changed really fast.
Um, I guess my other question to you, has it been crazy, I guess, for you, because you've been doing it longer than I have. So I don't know. I feel like on my end, I've gotten, for the most part, sales at affordable rates. A few way out of my range, but I guess for you, has it been crazy to see how drastically the price has changed? Like sometimes I go into like the Sailor Moon cell groups on Facebook, and I don't know, some of the cells I don't think they're that memorable to me, but I see people selling them for like 1,000 or $2,000.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Well, I think in those cases specifically, I don't know. Sometimes it's people that are taking advantage of other people that don't really know much about cells.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it is weird. Because even though obviously I'm not very old, I feel like I'm older, like within this hobby context. Because I remember back when, uh, like way back when I was still in middle school, like when I first started with the hobby, and some of the stuff that I got from Sailor Moon was uh, it was just on eBay, and like one thing I had for a long time was it was the shot of Uranus like cowering when Eudial is bent over her with the Heartbuster gun from episode 110.
Uh-huh.
And it had a matching background with it, and that was only like at that time, um, Sailor Moon cells that were that nice were like a little over $100. So
Oh
it was,
gosh.
yeah, it's insane to think back on.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Sometimes I look back because you can look at Mandarake's like over the years, like sold auctions
Yeah,
and stuff, and sometimes I backtrack like super old cells that I think are like grails, at least to me. And when I see the price, I'm like, oh gosh, I wish I got into this a lot sooner. Like that was a bit more affordable than these days.
yeah. It's cool that um that Mandarake still lets you do that. I think like even the oldest they let you go back still is like over 10 years, which is interesting.
Yeah,
What was the I'm sure if you showed it I would remember maybe, but what was the first one that you got?
that's a good question. I was trying to remember what was the first one that I got, and I think the first one that I got was it's a shot from Usagi in her schoolgirl uniform from the Star season, and she has Luna over her shoulder, and there's like a truck behind her, and she's looking back, sort of with like her mouth open. And it's the episode when the starlights are first introduced. So that would be my first one.
Did you because from what I can remember too, you kind of it seemed like you kind of started out wanting to, or like you were like able to get higher end stuff right away, or like you wanted to do that.
Yeah, I did wanna do that, like, after I got that one, I don't know, it's almost like it becomes an obsession, like, I feel like once you get your first cell, you're like, "Oh god, what can I find next?" So,
Yeah,
after I got that one, I did start, like, searching, like, through Buy. I was going through, like, Yahoo Auctions and Mandarake and, Mercari Japan as well, and,
yeah.
I did start finding, like, I guess, more memorable moments to me right away. What was the I think one that was at least like a major moment for me was I got the one when Usagi gets her pure heart stolen from Cenicienta. Yeah, that one, I can't remember where I got that one at, but I think I ran it by you first before I bought it. I was like, is this authentic? And you were like, yeah. So that was probably my first like major grail to me.
You think that the one that means the most to you too is the autograph group one?
Yeah, I would say these days it is. Like, I was already very happy when I obtained it, and then when I found out that it was authentic, it was, like, super cool. But then after the passing of, Emmy, I was sort of like, "Oh, gosh." So, yeah, these days, I think that was my favorite one.
Do you have is that one of the ones that you have with you, like off camera?
I do not have it with me only because that one does have vinegar syndrome, like it's pretty
Yeah.
strong. I don't have that one with me. I just brought my portfolios, but this one is another favorite one of mine. The one,
Oh yeah, I didn't remember that one.
yeah, the one with pets and the jacket right before it disappears. But I do have that one. Let me see real quick. Because my other favorite one as of recently would be I really like the one with Mistress Nine, right when she's like about to get destroyed and she yells and like Saturn's symbol appears on her forehead. Um, I do have that one, and I saw it the other day because I hadn't really looked at it in a while. That one's probably my most favorite one these days as well. Where's it at? And thank you so much for telling me how to upkeep these. I've been trying to get better at like maintaining them at least every 6 or 7 months.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's good.
this one is still my favorite too because I really love Kaoli Knight. So thank you so much for this one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I love her. Um, Gosh, I'm just dropping things here. I'll have to find it, then I'll show it before our Zoom meeting ends. I know I have it here. Um, Actually, you know what? Maybe this one is my most favorite one these days as well. When
Oh
Usagi's
yeah.
dream gets
Yep.
broken. Yeah. So,
Is it
what
from is the Mistress Nine one you're talking about? Is it from the sequence where she's like hugging her body like that?
yeah. And then she does that big scream and like it almost looks like the cell that I had, it almost looks like her forehead blew up, but it didn't. It's just Saturn's symbol, and then she's like disintegrating.
Oh, okay, yep, yeah. Yeah, I'm like progressively remembering stuff that we've talked about. But
uh, what about for you? What's your favorite cell?
well, I mean, obviously I don't have that much anymore, but um I think the like ever since I got this, like that'll always be my favorite.
Yes. Aw.
'Cause I just didn't ever think that I would get something from this episode, and like especially it being like the the group shot of all of them. That's nice.
That's really awesome.
Um, but then it was really lucky to it was like last year. Yeah, when that person on Mercari had stuff from Makoto's debut episode.
Aw, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like I never thought that I would see. anything nice of her from that.
Chris,
And this
if you
was
don't, oh, I mean, no, go on, and then I'll ask you afterwards.
okay. And then this was pretty recent, but it was nice to finally get something like a fisheye
Shy.
by himself because it's probably like the nicest set of him I've seen in his like regular form. Are you gonna ask?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if you don't mind me asking, and I guess just for like people who are new and or are just starting to get into collecting, what is the difference between Duga and Genga? Because sometimes I see people like on my Instagram say like this is a Duga, and I'm like, wait, is that what it is? I thought it was this, and I don't know. It's always confusing me, and I feel like I'm still a newbie to collecting. But could you give us like the difference between both of those?
Yeah, I know. Even people that like have been collecting for a while, I know still kind of they can mess it up easily sometimes. Yeah, so Doga sketches are the ones that are usually included with cells. That's actually what cells are created from. They always have the sequence number in the right hand corner, just like cells do. Um, and then Genga are the like nicer, more detailed keyframes of the sequence that are drawn by a senior animator, and they don't usually come with cells. They were usually separated, uh, and then Genga obviously um, had corrections that are drawn in yellow or green or some other different color to make it look um, how it was supposed to look on screen if it's
Hmm.
needed. Um, so yeah, that's like
The
that's
differences.
the primary difference. Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, because sometimes I'll even see it on the Facebook group. Like sometimes I'll see other people comment on people's posts and be like, "Correction, it's this." I'm like, "Okay, it's good to know. I'll keep that in mind."
yeah. what do you what do you rank the which um, is it from the end of season one that you have the cell of serenity fighting?
Yeah, it's the end of season one. That I have that. So I was just looking at it too. Um, it's really good. I finally found it. Over the odds, it was the first thing I opened. Mistress 9-1.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. Yep.
Um, but Yeah, that one I was so lucky to have gotten it. One of my friends is also in the group, and she knows I really love Serenity and collecting Serenity things. So she actually saw it first, and she sort of like commented like on my behalf, was sort of like, "Gio's gonna want this," and then she reached out to me and told me the price, and I was like, "Oh, I've always wanted something with Serenity, so let's go for it." But that one I think is from myself, if I had to rank them, that one's probably like I would give it probably like a perfect score. Like it's a 10. Like there's no vinegar syndrome or anything, and I just love the animation, and I love that it had I'll have to find it again. But I love that it had a second layer to it too. Like on the crescent wand, it had sort of like the sparkle effect, like a second layer. And any of the cells that I've had that have layers, they're all stuck. There's like no way I could take them apart. And when I've tried
Yeah.
to take them apart, I can see that it's taking all of like the paint and stuff off. So I don't even attempt it. But that's the only cell I have that I can remove the second layer.
Okay. Yeah, that was one thing too that I might have told you this before, but um like Toei specifically didn't use very high quality paint on their cells, so uh it can that's why a lot of the Sailor Moon cells you see like tend to not be in perfect shape compared to anime from like other studios. Um
Hmm.
yeah, it's I mean there have been some Sailor Moon stuff I've owned where it's like in perfect condition and like the lines are all black, but it's pretty rare to encounter that with Sailor Moon stuff, I feel like.
Yeah. Um, since you mentioned the black lines and stuff, um, I guess what are some tips that you would give to like people who are interested in collecting, but maybe they don't have like a resource like where to go to and they want to buy a cell? What are things that they should look for, I guess, in cells to determine if it's maybe not authentic?
Uh, yeah. I mean, I guess it also depends on what series you want because nowadays people are faking um, stuff from really popular series or like mostly like Studio Ghibli and Dragon Ball. But uh,
Hmm.
with Sailor Moon, it's not as much of a worry. I would just tell people like I always tell people that if you want to get into this, then it's best to start actively keeping track on Yahoo Japan and sign up for a proxy. Uh, I know a lot of people use Bai. I've used Bai, but I also use
Hmm.
from Japan. Uh, and also Mandarake, but I feel like Mandarake has, especially nowadays, Mandarake is more competition. Uh, Sometimes you'll find stuff on eBay too, but
Hmm.
I feel like that's uh, not as often that nice collector, like renowned collectors will just drop stuff on eBay. But yeah, uh, and also if you find like the Anime Cell Collectors Facebook group, that's a good place to join. Or um, there's two Discords that are adjacent to that. Because the best thing in this hobby is also if you like become friends and you have a good sense of community with people that are open to selling, then um, depending what you're after, like what
Hmm.
you're wanting to buy, that's a good thing to get aligned with too.
Speaking of which, since you said like I guess like a community and stuff, have you met up with any of the people from the cell groups like on Facebook or Discord? I don't know. Everyone seems very friendly and like maybe because you guys have been in there for so long. I don't know. It seems like everyone knows each other like very, very well or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that it comes off like that. I know some of them have met at cons, like in New York or Los Angeles, like some of the really big anime conventions. I've only the only person I've met is this woman named Jocelyn, who's a few years older than me. That, but she lives like right in my area. I've never met anybody, um, anybody else that I'm like close with in the community yet. I guess just because they don't ever have a reason to come to Minnesota, which most people don't, which is fine. But and I've never traveled to a really big anime convention outside of my state yet. So um, I really wanted to, because the only convention in the states, I guess, that Ikuko Ito goes to is one in Texas, and she was at it again in like several months ago, and one of my like main friends in the hobby got some Genga signed by her. So that's like my dream is to meet her. So I don't know if that'll happen, but
I'm sure it will. Do you know by chance where in Texas this convention is? Because I'm in Texas, but I'm in Austin though, so I wonder where it was at.
oh, I would have to, yeah, I would have to Google it. But yeah, it's like the only one that it's a very small one. But yeah, her and she's been at it several times, and the last time she was just there, it was her and Hisashi Kagawa, who was like one of the other, most
Mhm.
well-known people to work on Sailor Moon.
Speaking of her, I'm trying to remember who it was that posted that. It was someone on my Instagram, I think. I don't think it was you. Uh, is she not allowed to talk about Sailor Moon or something? I can't remember what the post said, but I feel like someone might have shared something recently. Maybe they wanted her to do some sort of Sailor Moon quick sketch, maybe or something. I don't know, but I feel like I've heard over the times that people say that she can't really talk much about Sailor Moon.
But that was probably me that shared that. I think it's changed now because uh, just from what I was told, like that
Mhm.
um, when she was at a con, I think in Italy last year, and then when she was at this most recent con in Texas, she was talking about it, and I think the only stipulation was that if she drew something for someone from Sailor Moon, they just like couldn't share it on the internet. Um, yeah, I think she just signed like some sort of contract that might have just recently gone away. Um, but yeah, as far as I've heard now, like that's not in play anymore, which is good.
Mhm.
But yeah, I know generally whenever she's like asked to draw stuff for people at cons, she usually draws Princess Tutu, which is fine. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm just glad like if that's not the case anymore, that she's freely allowed to talk about it, and that's good because yeah, I just can't imagine being someone like her and not being able to like legally talk about your best work.
Yeah. Since we're talking about her, if you don't mind me asking, Chris, would you be able to maybe for people, I don't know, I know there's other people who collect Sailor Moon stuff, but they're not very knowledgeable on like artists or maybe like why is she so important to Sailor Moon anime cell collectors and stuff like that. Could you give us a summary of like what she did for the anime and why her art stands out so much to people in comparison to other artists?
Yeah. So Ikuko Ito was the most iconic character designer to work on the series from seasons 1 through 4. Um, as the series progressed, her art style got more renowned, and in season 3 and 4 uh, is what people probably remember the most. But yeah, she did like almost every transformation sequence. The opening theme song animation for seasons 2 through 4, um, the ending theme song animation, um, most of the yeah, she did every transformation animation for every female character, uh, almost every attack, uh, especially in the later seasons. Um, and I think it's just yeah, it's widely uh, agreed upon that she was the best person to work on the original series, and people just for a long time now cells from episodes that she did, and Genga from episodes that she did, especially in the later seasons, is just what everybody wants the most. Uh,
Mhm.
but I have found that the primary easy way to still get something drawn by her that's for not that much money is if it's of a character that like isn't very popular, like one of the generals from season 1, or uh, I guess just any of the villains, uh, besides like Mistress Nine or somebody like that. But yeah, or if it's just like not an amazing shot, but otherwise, yeah, the days of her stuff being on Yahoo Japan regularly are over, at least like over from being able to get it for a good price.
Yeah. Chris, if you don't mind me asking as well, because I've seen it a few times, could you show us your Haruka tattoo?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's actually in. There's the first tattoo I got. It's from episode 116, which is also an Ito episode.
Awesome. What other Sailor Moon tattoo do you have?
Oh, that's the only one. All my other
That's the
ones,
one.
yeah, all my other ones are from Fire Emblem and Genshin Impact.
Will you get another Sailor Moon tattoo, do you think, or you're satisfied just with that one?
Yeah, I've thought about getting like the Uranus planetary symbol on like like right here or something,
Mhm.
um, or maybe her wand in full color. Uh, yeah, I would probably do one of those.
That'd be
Do
pretty
you
cool.
do you you know you do you have any or no?
I don't have any, not yet. I'm still like deciding. I think eventually maybe I might get one or two. I would want something Sailor Moon related, and maybe something from Majora's Mask. I really love The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, so something from that too.
Do you? I don't remember. Do you have like many other production art from like other anime, or not really?
I do not. I only have Sailor Moon production art. Um, I'm part of a Digimon Facebook group because I really love Digimon as well. That's probably like my second favorite anime right after Sailor Moon. And I saw recently someone shared they had gotten some Digimon Genga and stuff. It was very expensive. I forget what they said, but it was just maybe like 3 or 4 pages, and it was like really up there. But I would love to get something from Digimon if I'm ever able to find something.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, if you've maybe you haven't noticed this, but for a little while now, for like the last several months, all of a sudden there's been a lot of premium Digimon sketch work on Yahoo Japan.
No, I've like fallen off like the buy Yahoo Japan stuff for a while now. Because I felt like I don't know, at least for me, I felt like every night before bed I was checking to see what new sell, what new thing popped up, and I was staying up until like 4 or 5 in the morning, or like setting alarms for 6 in the morning to make sure I was able to bid, like sniper bid, or well, I mean you could set up your sniper bid ahead of time, but I was always worried that someone was gonna like outbid my sniper bid.
Yeah,
So I would sometimes wake up like really, really early. So I've been off of that for a few months now, but I'll keep an eye out for the Digimon stuff.
yeah. Has there been? I'm sure there has, but I don't remember because I know there's obviously been several times where I've sent you auctions for stuff, but um, do you remember if there was anything that you went like really hard for that you didn't end up winning?
Um, I know there has been. I'm trying to remember what was. Wait, I did a sniper bid on the one that I just sent you just a few days ago. That Eternal Sailor Moon one, the one that I asked you, like, hey, is this
Oh yeah,
authentic? I don't. I wouldn't say I went too hard on that, but I think I sniper bid maybe like 450, I think, or 475. And then when I woke up in the morning, it was way over that. So I was like, yeah, this is out of my range.
yeah. It's I know it's hard to like get something nice of Eternal Usagi, uh,
Yeah.
but I know there was that one from episode 94. There was that like oversized cell of Ray from when she's watching over Unazuki. Do you remember that? I think you almost won it by like it was like a couple dollars away from you winning it.
I can almost remember. Is it the one when Unazuki gets her pure heart
Yep.
stolen? Okay, yes, I can almost remember. I don't remember what I bid on that. It's been a while, but yes, that would have been fun to get. I really like that episode.
Yeah, I keep that's one thing with me is that I keep hoping that I'll see Genga from like Ito episodes that I have never really seen much Genga from come up. Like I don't think I've ever seen any sets come up from episode 94, which is weird because I've seen a bunch of cells from it. Um, and like the set that I have from episode 104, I've really not seen any Genga from that either. But I'm still hoping I do, just because I love all the shots of Haruka and Michiru like in kimonos from that episode, um,
Yeah.
and the even the like femboy character of the day from that episode too. The like the like green tea master.
Yes.
um, yeah, but I think I remember sending you like almost 2 years ago. There was that really nice lot. Um, it was like multiple sets in one lot. It was a group shot from episode 111 when all the girls are like surrounded by Udial's fire, and then
Yes, I think I
in
remember.
that yeah, in that same auction too was a really beautiful shot of Michiru from episode 97 when her and Amy are racing. Um, but that just got I mean, I knew that it would get like thousands of dollars, but yeah, it just sucks too whenever there's not just with Sailor Moon, but whenever there's like an auction that's multiple things in one, and it's like I'm not gonna have any chance at this.
Yeah, because you said a lot. Do I have it here? I don't know if I have it here. I won I don't was it last year? It might have been last year. There was, like, a lot that appeared, and, it didn't really have clear photos, but, it was very cheap, and I wasn't sure at the moment if it was, like, authentic or not. I can't remember if I reached out to you. I don't think that I did. Um, but it ended up coming with, like, maybe, like, 25 or 30 pages of work, and it's from the episode, it's from the scene and specifically, um, when Zoe's Sight tricks Mamoru and he takes the rainbow crystals and Usagi and him are like running to get to the elevator and like the ice
Oh
shards are
yeah,
falling down. I want a whole lot from that scene. It might be, oh, I think it might be here. I can't remember what I wanted for. Maybe it was like 50 or like $100 that I wanted for. But it was like a lot of pages. I don't know if I can really show it, but it's like a lot.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it was a really cool find. So I was very happy when I received it in the mail because they didn't really have a picture. I think they just maybe showed the number 34 and maybe it was just like zoomed in like this. So I had no idea what it really was. So it was pretty cool.
Is that one of the only like sketchwork sets that you have from Sailor Moon?
Um Like in a lot format, yeah, I would say I think that that is. I don't think I have any. Oh, still have the one that you sold me to. That one's a favorite too. Right there, you
Oh
can
yeah,
see.
those two, yeah,
Yeah, so thank you so much for that one as well.
yeah. That's another thing. I guess in retrospect, I wish that I hadn't broken up the four individual sets I had of the girls from episode 115. I mean, I still have Amis, but
Mhm,
yeah, it's like Minako because I had Minako. I had all of them. And Minako was went to some woman in New York that deactivated her Instagram years ago. At this point, the rest of Ray went to my friend Jocelyn that I mentioned lives near me, and then Makoto's went to Jana on Instagram, who you probably follow her too. She has tattoos of she has my same Haruka tattoo, and then she has Michiru and Setsuna from that same sequence. And she mostly collects Yasha, but
mhm.
she loves Setsuna, so I've sold some stuff of her too. Yeah, I'm like whenever I try to sell something too, I don't really publicly list it. I just like usually ask somebody, and they end up being interested.
Yeah, thank you so much for that because I know you've reached out to me like a few times to like offer me things. So I really appreciate that to be able to grow my collection. Um, have you ever come across that, Chris, where you've sold something to someone and then I don't know, like they weren't really trying to collect it, like maybe they just wanted to buy it from you to like secondhand sell it? Like, do you ever see that within the sell community?
Yeah, I think back when I was because a few years ago before Bleach stuff really blew up, I had several nice things from Bleach, and I sold them to one of those guys that I was friends with him at the time, like
Mhm,
one of those guys that collects Dragon Ball primarily, and I think he was genuinely interested in it then, but I don't think he has any of what I sold him anymore. Uh, and like the one soul thing that I've owned from Pokemon, just a really cute Doga Vulpix from Vulpix's debut episode. I sold it to him too, and yeah. So yeah, like I've encountered that, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like those kind of price hype collectors aren't really they don't really mess with Sailor Moon as much. They mostly focus on like Dragon Ball or something like that.
Yeah. Um, Chris, why is the Pokemon stuff so expensive? I feel like anytime I see anything Pokemon related pop up, it's just I don't know, it's just always way out of like my budget at least. Like why is it always so high priced?
I think it's just from because of being Pokemon and the fact that there's just not it's not really like easily accessible to begin with. Like it never I mean maybe it was 20 years ago, but like ever since I've been in the hobby it was never really easy to find and it didn't really ever come up regularly at all. I mean there was a before I was seriously collecting or like before I had the money um there were like really nice cells from it that would come up for Mandrake's big web auction.
Hmm.
Um and back then they would sell for like below 1,000. But um, yeah, I think it's just a combination of it being Pokemon and not being able to get anything easily from it.
That makes sense. I was
Yeah,
wondering if maybe there was some sort of backstory, like maybe I don't know, maybe the production studio destroyed like a lot of the production work or something, and it's so scarce. But that makes sense.
yeah. Are there? Have you besides Jenny? Have you interacted with anybody else in the hobby that has been around for a really long time?
Aside from Jenny and you, I'm trying to remember. I think she's done it for a while. Um, I only had very brief conversations with her. It's usually just about like her dolls. It's never about her production work, but she collects a lot of Chibiusa stuff. I think you know her. Maybe you've sold her
Yeah,
something. Is
yeah,
it Heza Chan?
yeah,
Has yeah. So her, um, and I haven't spoken to her, but I've tried reaching out to her, and I think you said she just isn't really active these days. Am I saying her name wrong? Is it Luna Art?
yeah,
Her. I've tried reaching out to her because I think before I got really like obsessed with collecting, I came across her website one day, like just while searching the web, and I don't know. She has a lot. Well, I don't know if she still has a lot of the stuff, but whatever she posted on her website, like those were all like super grails to me, and I would love to like chit chat with her and just see what she still has, even if it's not for sale. I would love to just see what she has.
yeah. Lisa, her name's Lisa. She was actually the when I got that Minako cell I mentioned a long
Mm-hmm.
time ago. That's who I got it from. Um,
Oh, from her.
but she has yeah she I think it was like 5 years ago now. I talked to her on Facebook because I wanted she has this really nice cell of Pettidu from it's like the first shot that you see of him from the third movie,
Mm-hmm.
and I made a really good offer on it, and it sounded like she was going to accept it, and then I just didn't hear from her, and then um, she just said that she's had like really bad mental health problems for a long time, so that's why she hasn't updated or like she hasn't updated her gallery in 10 years. Um, so like as far as I know, she still has everything, but I don't. Yeah, like she's not
Active.
active on anything. So
Well, I hope she will be active one day. Yeah, I feel like I tried to like find her anywhere I could. I went like to her website, her email. I tried to find her on Facebook, and then I think I came across a post not too long ago on Reddit. I mean, it was a very old post, but I had seen that she had commented on it. So I was like, maybe she's active here, but it doesn't seem like she's active there either. So hopefully one day she gets back to me.
yeah, the other besides Luna, the other like really big gallery in the community is Cutie Bunny. I'm sure you might have seen her rubber slug.
She's not ringing a bell. Is she in the Facebook group or the Discord by chance?
she's in the Facebook group under like a fake name. But she's pretty active on Reddit. But she has like a lot of like super high end things too. Um,
Pretty cool.
yeah, but I think besides her, there's not really anybody from like the early 2000s that was really heavy into collecting Sailor Moon. That's like active on all the forums or anything. Yeah, I mean the people that I know. I mean, I know a lot of people that are from back then that don't collect anymore, but um, it's just funny how usually for any big anime, even if it's like more obscure from back then, there was always somebody on Rubber Slug or like somebody in the community that like only collected that show.
Hmm.
So yeah, I wish that I wish that Rubber Slug wasn't um kind of dead, but I know one of my friends in the community, Wicked Cells, he's been working on like a brand new website for Rubber Slug that like a Rubber Slug like a similar kind of gallery hosting website for Cells. So um that'll be cool whenever it happens for like everyone to experience it again.
Yeah, that would be pretty neat. I'm not really familiar with Rubber Slug. I never used it. So would that be sort of like a site where people could upload like their collections pretty much and just share it with people?
Yeah, I think it was founded like in 2001 or 2002, and you can still go on it, but I haven't like uploaded anything for a little bit. I don't know how well it still works, but that's like what I always use to
Share.
update things. But I mean, now it seems like people just pretty much just use Instagram or Discord to share things, which is fine and like easier.
Um, for the I guess my other question, it's totally random, but I just thought of it. Do in the cell community, do people or did they ever trade cells? Like did you was that ever a thing, sort of like Pokemon cards and trading cards with your friends? Did people ever do that, trade cells like and stuff?
Yeah, I've done that with I've done that 4 times with 2 people, and it was fine each time. I don't know how often it happens anymore, but like, yeah, I mean that's definitely a thing. It just like obviously you have to make sure you really trust the person.
To send it, yeah.
um,
Um,
but it's man, I'm just glad that um, it was always a smooth transaction every time that I did it.
I guess my next question is, when you did do it, how does how does that trading aspect work? Like, I guess what I'm trying to ask is, does the other person offer you like, this is what I want to trade you, and then I guess what I'm trying to ask is like value or worth wise. I don't know. With Pokemon cards, it's easy to determine like, yeah, this card is worth more than that one. I'm not going to trade. How do you do that with like cells and stuff?
I mean, it's pretty. I don't know because every time that I did a trade, all 4 times, it was all
Mhm.
for it was giving and receiving Kenshin stuff, and it's just kind of you both have a general understanding or a general agreement of what you're exchanging is worth.
Okay.
Um, you can kind of just I don't know. Some people can just like tell by looking at it, I guess, but um, yeah, almost every time that I did a trade, like all 4 times, it was all stuff that was like worth $1,000 or more. So there was a lot of like stakes behind it. So but yeah, they were both with people that had also been around for like decades. So it would have been weird if they scammed me or something.
Yeah. Um, this is a totally random question, but I think I've seen it mentioned in the Facebook group before. Have you ever sent your cell, like a vinegar syndrome cell, to like a person in Japan. I hear there's someone that has some sort of like machinery where they,
Teleoasis.
yeah, where they can sort of like undo the syndrome a bit or something. Have you ever done that?
I haven't, just because I've never owned anything that had vinegar syndrome, but I know, like, I think almost everybody that I know has done it, and it's been like they've had a good experience working with them.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask because I've been tempted to send that autograph one, um,
Yeah,
um, because I'm doing my best to like, I don't know, I feel like maybe I'm doing it every 2 months or every 3 months, only because that one I have it in its own closet, and anytime I take it out, I can definitely smell the vinegar. And I don't know how long it's gonna last with me doing that. So I'm trying to see if I can undo the damage a bit.
yeah, yeah. Especially with that one. Um, yeah, yeah. And now I can remember that that was why you ended up getting it for like a pretty good price, right?
Yeah, because of that. Yeah.
Are there still well, I'm sure there's like multiple, but with Sailor Moon production art, is there stuff that like attainable things that you would want the most, like scene wise and all that?
Um, would that be considered attainable, I guess? I would definitely like another Kaoli Night one. I'm trying to remember what the episode was. Maybe it was when Yuichiro gets his pure heart stolen. Maybe it's from there. But I would love to get one. Uh, remember how when she would like sort of like float in the sky and sit with like her legs crisscrossed or whatever? I would love to get like a cell from like her doing that because I always just thought it was just so like badass the way she would just cross her legs and just float around Tokyo. So that'd be cool. Um, um, I think these days I would really love to get like a transformation one. Like I would really love to get a Sailor Moon transformation one or a Venus one, like either one of those two. And I would also like to get, I don't know if Luna has it, Luna Art has that. From the episode, Minako's backstory episode with like her heartbreak with like Alan.
Oh yeah,
I would love to get the that shot from her like in the alleyway as Sailor V where she's like crying and on the floor. I would love to get that one.
yeah, yeah. I think that's. I mean, definitely getting stuff of Kaoli Knight is manageable, even if it's nicer. I mean, it doesn't come up that much, I feel like, but um, yeah. And I guess with bank stuff, like with transformation and attack stuff, um, I feel like it's more affordable to a degree if it's like a slightly more zoomed out shot. Um,
Mhm.
but not the, I mean, yeah, like really nice transformation stuff hardly ever comes up anyway. I mean, I guess lately it sort of has been all of a sudden, but like one of my friends in the hobby won. It was like a few months ago. They won that cell from Love and Beauty Shock that was up, and then it sold for like 2K, which isn't bad, I guess. But um,
Yeah. What about you, Chris? What is something that you would want aside from? I know you want more from like the kimono episode, but what else would you want?
um, yeah, Sailor Moon wise, there are some shots from episode 152 I would still like to have. Um, like there's a really pretty shot of there's some really gorgeous shots of Ray in that episode, like that when that girl Nanako is like idolizing her. Um, I would love something from like later season Ito episodes of pretty much any of the girls in their like sailor counterparts, because most of what I've seen has been just them in their civilian forms. Um, oh, and the only like I was gonna ask you this too, but the only monster of the day thing that I would want is
Hmm.
I Ayatoriko, which is the one from episode 139, which is the episode of the little samurai girl
Okay.
that um yeah, that it's the spider monster that's based off of like Japanese folklore that does the like red like jelly spider trap things.
Uh-huh.
And Ito did that too, but I've never seen the only cell of her I've seen is in Luna Arts Gallery. Um, and I guess it would be cool to like have something nice of a U Tomodachi, that that who that monster is.
Utamadachi. Why does it sound so familiar? What episode was that monster from?
It's 115. It's the episode. It's like the monster's like a very cutesy. It looks like a little like a old fashioned toy. It gets killed by Hotaru, like when Hotaru was doing her um
And she's like possessed or whatever.
yeah.
Um, I okay. I think I remember that monster of the day. Okay, that one would be cute if it's the one that
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Are there really any monsters that you would want cell wise?
Spell wise, I would really like one of Money Money because I don't know. I thought it was just that episode was just so silly the way it just kept saying Money Money and imitating everyone. So I would want one of that monkey monster of the day. Um, and I guess one of Cenicienta. I thought Cenicienta was pretty cool, and I like that her name was technically the Spanish way of saying Cinderella. So
Yeah.
I would like that monster.
Is it mostly just like Kaori Knight with you, like
For
villains wise outside of that?
um For the most part, yes, I don't know, I just love her. I would say her, maybe some of Esmeralda. I would love at least one of Esmeralda and one of Sailor Galaxia, just to sort of have a Galaxia piece. But I think anytime I've seen Galaxia things, I mean, I don't think they've been like super out of the price range, but I don't know. These days, I don't feel like I'm buying too much, so it's a little out of my range these days.
Yeah. I keep hoping for a set from like one of the really nice shots of a Cyprian to come up because she's like my favorite Witches 5 member, and I've only seen like I've seen a lot of art of her, but nothing that was like super incredible. So
That'd be pretty cool. I think, do I have one of Yu-Gi-Oh? No, I don't think I have one of Yu-Gi-Oh. I probably want something from her, and um, there was one more that I wanted. Um, oh, I would love a Koan one. Wait, I think I might have a Koan one. I think. I think I do. But if I don't, I would love one of Koan. I really love just the way she. Oh, I, I do.
yeah, I was about to say, was it from that scene? Yeah,
Yeah. Never mind. But yeah, one of UTL and Kaylee Knight and Galaxia for sure.
that actually just reminded me too that like one of my only non-Ito wish list production art wise still too is something nice of Mars from that fight against Koan, because I just love that Mars like protects her and goes against what you think is going to happen.
Yeah, that was such a an amazing episode. My partner, I introduced him to Sailor Moon through Crystal because I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to handle like 200 episodes and like old animation. And when we started the 90s, because he did like Crystal, and then he was like, okay, let's watch the 90s one. And when we watched the 90s one, um, he still prefers Crystal because he likes how short it is. But he really did love that in the 90s, a lot of the villains got like redemption or like a second chance, like Nahelenia, Koan, and her sisters, in comparison to Crystal, where they were just like one shot killed. So,
And yeah,
yeah.
what's your um, what's your single favorite season?
Um, so for the longest time, it has always been the super season because I remember watching it back in the day. I'm sure it was edited, but I always thought Haruka and Michiru were just so amazing. So I was in love with that whole arc for the longest time. Um, but these days, now that I've gotten to watch the '90s anime a few more times with the Viz release, like unedited and stuff, um, I would say season one. Season three is still like super high up there for me, but there's just something magical about season one. Maybe it's just the introduction and leading up to like them dying by the end and getting reborn. So season one.
Yeah, it's
What?
interesting. I feel like I don't. I feel like people don't say season one is their favorite too often.
Yeah. What about you?
Definitely season three. Um, I think from an art standpoint, season four. Um, but yeah, just I mean, season three was what I feel like I watched the most of growing up too. Just because I was like introduced to this. I was introduced to the TV series through Cartoon Network, like a lot of people our age were.
Uh huh.
Um, I might have watched the movies first. Um, but yeah, like even now, like I mean, I don't like Sailor Moon in general is like one of those series that I can always watch over and over again and like never get sick of. But um, yeah, like I have pretty much all of season three memorized and like a lot of season four memorized. Uh, yeah, it's just like one of those. It's one of those things that, at least for me, like I'll never forget. It's the same thing with like Kenshin and um, Fruits Basket and Ranma, and I guess like some of Inuyasha. I guess those are like other series that I kind of have memorized.
Do you collect production work from those animes as well, or no?
I used to. I think at this point, for a while now, I really only focus on Sailor Moon, but sometimes I'll make exceptions, like the cell I posted on Instagram yesterday. Um, but I think like with cells at this point, I'm really only going to go back to them if it's a case like how the one yesterday was, where if it's something that I've known about in a gallery for a long time that is just suddenly for sale. Um, I think that's like the only instance where I would break only collecting Sailor Moon. Um, just because I've already gone through, I've been lucky enough to go through owning a lot of uh, stuff I wanted like over the years, and I don't know. It's like it feels weird to. I don't know. It feels weird to be at that space in the hobby already when I'm not that old, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. Like,
And you've had a lot of amazing stuff over the years. Whenever I've gone like through your Instagram, like all the way to the bottom, like it's been pretty cool to see everything that you've had.
yeah. But thanks. Yeah, I was trying to think while we've been talking. I was trying to think of like a good sort of finale question that would be similar to a lot of what I ask people in my own interviews. But do you think, like, since you've been collecting production art, do you think that there's something that you've like learned about yourself through it?
Um, Gosh, I feel like it's gonna be like a super like cheesy answer.
That's
Um,
fine.
but, but I feel through like collecting cells and like doing my best to preserve it, I think I don't know that I've learned like I already knew that Sailor Moon meant like a lot to me, especially as a kid growing up, I don't know, sort of I don't know. I feel like when I grew up, like not so many people were like into anime or let alone Sailor Moon. I feel like I was like the only guy in kindergarten that like Sailor Moon and like no one
Yeah.
else did. But um I guess just how much this anime means to me. Like I already knew it meant a lot to me, but then once I started collecting cells and like remembering what episode it was from, I don't know. It just that just sort of I don't know came to mind that it just meant so much to me, and I'm doing my best to like stay up to date with upkeeping all of them so that they don't like disintegrate under my care. So I guess just that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm glad that you got to be like the first person that I got this idea to talk about this with.
Yes, thank you, Chris. Like it, I don't know. I feel like I'm still very shy right now, but it was such an honor getting to do this interview with you, and just thank you so much for all of your help. I feel like I harass you quite a lot,
No,
like please help authenticate this for me. But just thank you so much. You're like amazing, and anytime people reach out to me for cell questions, I'm like I don't know anything about them. My friend Chris helps me, so I'll send him a message. So I try to send them your way.
yeah, no problem. Yeah, you never. It's never a bother or anything whenever you ask me anything about that.
Oh, thank you, Chris.
Yeah, yeah. So obviously like I'll story this and I'll like share it with you once I have it up too.
Yeah, let me know, and then I'll share it as well on my end. But thank you again, Chris. It was nice to like virtually meet you and stuff. So I hope one day we're able to meet in person and like catch up and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Okay,
Thank
bye, Chris.